What's up and welcome back to the channel. This episode is going to be part 2 of the global MX5 cup car repair. We're going to be finishing up the repairs and getting some paintwork done as well. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and without further ado, let's get to work. Let's get this damaged inner and outer wheelhouse cut off and make way for the new one. Now that we have the damaged inner and outer wheelhouse cut off the car, the new wheelhouse has some studs that aren't needed, so we're going to cut those off, and then we can start test fitting the new piece in the car and make sure everything fits. Alright, so the new inner and outer wheelhouse is on the car and it fits really well. We've got some self-tapping screws holding it temporarily in place. So now we can start putting on the outer quarter panel and make sure that it fits. Alright, so we've got the quarter panel on there and we like the way it fits. So to finish up our fitment session, let's go ahead and bolt everything else up to the car, like the deck lid. We'll put the rear bumper cover and the tail lights, get everything bolted to the car so we can check all of our gaps and also check our measurements. Alright, so we've got this thing all put together for the test fit. All the gaps look good. All the measurements are perfect. Everything lines up like it should. So we've got to get this thing taken all back apart and start welding everything up. Alright, so we've got the inner and outer wheelhouse assembly welded to the car. So now we can put the quarter panel on and start preparing it for welding. We've got the inner and outer wheelhouse welded in. We've got the outer skin set up there, and we have panel bond in this wheel opening here. And the reason why we put that in there is because if you weld this, it generates a lot of heat and it wants to warp up this lip. So we put panel bond in this wheel opening. We've got clamps on it. We're going to let it dry overnight. We'll come back in the morning and get this thing all welded the rest of the way up. Alright, so we've got everything all welded up. Now we're going to clean up our welds and get some seam sealer put on this thing. Alright, so we've got our seam sealer put on there and we've given it some time to dry. So now we're going to put some undercoating on this thing. We're going to be spraying the undercoating all on the underside here, and this is the look that we're trying to achieve. While we're waiting on the undercoating to dry, let's go ahead and put our bumper system on our raw plastic bumpers and start putting some things back on the car in preparation to get it off the frame machine. car's off the frame machine, and we've got to repair a couple of dents on the door. So let's get the door taken off the car and start repairing those dents. We've got the door repaired and primed, and I've got a full booth load of parts that I need to go ahead and get sanded and get set up in the booth. So we just got back from Atlanta Speedworks picking up another Global MX5 Cup car. I've got a booth load of parts that need to be painted, so let's get suited up and start painting those parts. We've got our gray sealer mixed up in the gun. Let's go ahead and get one coat of this put on the parts. We've given our sealer a 15-minute flash time, and we've got our EnviroBase mixed up in the gun. The paint coat on this color is 47A, and Mazda calls it ceramic. So let's go ahead and put our base coat on these parts. We've got our EnviroBase all flashed off. We've got our DC3000 mixed up in the gun. Let's go ahead and make these parts shiny. Alright, so we got our last coat of clear sprayed on there. Let's go check it out.
Some people age like fine wine. I age like milk, sour and chunky.
All right, so that's going to be about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and clicking on the bell icon. That way you won't miss any future content. If you have any thoughts or questions, you can leave it in the comment section down below. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. See ya!